The movie starts with a family in Malaysia celebrating a birthday. Everything seems normal, but one family member, Bernard, behaves strangely. Bernard is unable to sleep and his mental state starts deteriorating. He shouts, "Let me sleep!" The family becomes worried and calls an exorcist. During the exorcism, Bernard suddenly bites the exorcist, creating a horrifying scene. The movie title, The Sleep Curse, appears. The neuroscientist, Anthony. The scene shifts to Hong Kong, where Anthony, a neuroscientist, is conducting sleep-related experiments on rats. His assistant informs him that a rat hasn't slept for 27 days but is still healthy. Anthony is determined to prove that humans can remain healthy without sleep by artificially supplying the proteins produced during sleep. Anthony teaches a class about sleep's importance, explaining that sleep allows the brain to produce necessary proteins for mental and physical health. However, he argues that if these proteins can be artificially produced, humans wouldn't need to sleep, boosting productivity. Anthony is visited by a research committee who inform him that they will no longer fund his experiment, considering it against nature. They argue that sleep is essential for humans, unlike some animals who can function without sleep. Anthony insists that his research could revolutionize human productivity, but the committee rejects his plea, leaving him frustrated. Anthony meets his ex-girlfriend Diana, who has sleep problems like her family members before her. Diana's brother is Bernard, the man from the beginning. She tells Anthony that her grandfather and father also suffered from this problem, which has been passed down through generations. Anthony sees this as an opportunity to test his experiment on a human subject and agrees to help her. Anthony and Diana travel to Malaysia to meet Bernard, who hasn't slept for 3 months. Bernard's condition is severe, and despite receiving an anesthetic, he remains awake. Suddenly, Bernard becomes violent, runs out, and is killed in a car accident. Anthony secretly removes Bernard's brain for study, hoping to find the cause of his insomnia. Anthony discovers that a part of Bernard's brain was malfunctioning due to a lack of sleep. Meanwhile, Diana tells Anthony that her family's sleeplessness might be due to a curse placed on them during World War II. A flashback reveals that Diana's grandfather was cursed by a woman named Mitchell, who had been brutally mistreated by Japanese soldiers and Diana's grandfather during the war. The flashback reveals the horrific events during the Japanese occupation. Mitchell and her sister Isabel were victims of Japanese soldiers. Mitchell, who practiced some form of dark magic, cursed Diana's grandfather and his descendants with insomnia as revenge for the atrocities. A screen change to Anthony begins his experiment on Diana by keeping her awake while supplying artificial proteins to keep her brain functioning. However, the experiment starts to have a negative effect on Diana, driving her towards madness. She begins to exhibit strange behavior, echoing Bernard's desperate cries to sleep. As Diana's condition worsens, Anthony's own sanity begins to unravel. The curse that affected his father also starts taking hold of him. Flashbacks reveal that Anthony's father, Bryant, was also cursed by Mitchell, leading to his eventual insanity and death. Screen change to Anthony realizes that the curse is real and that it has affected his entire family. The curse is passed down from generation to generation, driving each member to madness and death. Anthony's attempts to scientifically cure the curse are in vain, as the supernatural force behind it is too powerful. Screen change to Diana's mental state deteriorates rapidly, and Anthony becomes increasingly desperate. The experiment spirals out of control, leading to a terrifying conclusion where both Diana and Anthony are consumed by the curse. The final scene suggests that the curse will continue to plague future generations, seemingly unstoppable. The experiments meant to cure insomnia only intensified the suffering, leaving the audience with a chilling reminder of the dangers of tampering with forces beyond human understanding. The Sleep Curse combines elements of psychological horror with historical trauma, exploring the consequences of a supernatural curse passed down through generations. Each scene builds on the tension and horror, leading to a shocking and unsettling conclusion. Thanks for watching.